Oh, LA was really nice. Worked on my tan, got a haircut, played 2 minutes of airsoft, and then came home. We played more airsoft on the night before we did at the actual tournament, but it is what it is. Like, it was a shame. It was a real shame because it's the first time it's happened. Like, a team from another country had gone to compete at a championship. I felt bad for Europe, for ourselves. It was hard to watch.
Welcome to Bert To The Bone, and as you see today, my guest from the other side of the channel, my friend, back player of Legion, Robert Tyson. Robert, welcome to my show. Thanks for being here, man. Yeah, thank you for being here. Are you still nervous?
Say again?
Are you still nervous?
A little bit. Not gonna lie, a little bit. But
I never saw you nervous. I never saw you nervous. I mean, I saw you playing against big guys, but I never saw you nervous. So that's cool.
Oh,
but listen, I know you, but I hope today after this, I know you a little bit more. Definitely gonna happen. But a lot of people doesn't know you. I mean, we really have listeners from everywhere in the world. So please introduce yourself, Robert.
Okay. Well, as Bert said, I'm Robert Tyson. I'm one of the founders of Legion Airsoft Squad from the UK. Yeah, that's pretty much my introduction in regards to airsoft. I'm 38-year-old, got a kid.
Well, talking about that was the 11th of March, isn't it? The 11th of March, 2019, your life was getting complete, or 2018? 19?
Oh, my days, I should know.
2019. Yeah. And your pride and joy was born.
Yes.
Odin.
Yeah. Odin, yeah.
So, tell us, what does that little gift mean for you?
Oh, as a father, you know, like it's everything. Like he's a world changer, like an absolute world changer.
How did he change your life? How did he change you as a person?
Oh, I've learned to survive off 6 hours sleep a week. I can change a nappy with my eyes closed. It's all these life skills that you only develop once you've had a child. But yeah, no, it's all a cliche kind of saying. It's until you have one, until you feel that love that you have for your son. It's hard to put into words and describe.
It's a lot of people change when they are a parent. I mean, as a person, did you change? Did you really change as a person?
As a person, I wouldn't. No, I didn't change as a person. I changed. Things change. How I look at things change. So even mundane tasks such as cooking or setting the table, because he's now at the height where his hands are up on everything and he's grabbing everything. So yeah, that aspect of my life's changed. So yeah, everything now is a hazard. I'm looking, I'm scanning, I'm seeing what potential.
I remember when my firstborn, already 29 years ago, I was scared. I was scared as shit. I mean, on the moment, I remember one thing is when he was born, I forgot everything. I just had focus on him. I forgot my ex-wife. I forgot everything, and I was my focus. So the doctors took him away. I said, "I'm not going to leave him." I was scared that they would change him. You know that. So it was really crazy. So he went into, I don't know how you call that in English, the couveuse, we call it the box where he stays in for a few hours.
Yeah, all right, yeah. I wouldn't be the incubator, but I know what you mean.
That's it, the incubator. So I stay with him, and I need to do. Yeah, I was so scared, but after that, I mean, every breath in the night, standing up 20 times in the night, seeing if he's still breathing, and
yeah,
that's the thing that I remember from my firstborn. It was crazy. It was it changed me.
Yeah, well, like as two fathers will know, like it doesn't. It's hard to describe the like I said, as a person, I don't think I changed, but yeah, there's definitely more things I look at now, and
yeah, that's true. You see things different now. You know, more careful sometimes. Sometimes
it was funny. I was having a conversation with I can't remember who it was. It might have been Flatley or someone. But we're talking about getting in a helicopter. Like, it's something that I always wanted to do. And for whatever reason now that I've got a son, it's something that I won't do. I'll never jump in a helicopter.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, in that respect, it does change a few things. But
It's about 9 or 10 years ago. I think your life changed too, because you started to become a grown up man, and
finally,
and there you were running, and you saw that that Iceland Nordic beauty, and your wife, your girlfriend, or your wife. Is this your wife or is it your girlfriend?
actually, that's yeah, tough. If she watches this back, I'll be no. See, we're not married or any sense like that, but yeah, she's your wife, but not married. Yeah, exactly. She's everything. Like, she's the reason why I'm able to kind of do what I do. She's that. Like again, but like, you need someone behind you to support you to do the things that you want to do, and without her, and yeah, the time that she's put into us and the family, that I couldn't do what I've done.
How do you, as a British person, comes with a woman from Iceland? I mean, how did that? You were on holiday, or she was on holiday, or?
Yeah, no. So she lives in Iceland. She's Icelandic, and I was on holiday. My friend at the time, and he was also seeing an Icelandic girl, and we decided to go over there for a week, just for a holiday. And I knew of Havron before I went over, and kind of got introduced over the phone for a little bit, and then went over there. A few drinks later, you know what I mean? It was one of those things. We started talking, and it just developed from there. It wasn't like an instant thing. Like, there was attraction there, and we hit it off. But yeah, it took kind of like months. Obviously, the distance was not necessarily an issue, but it was a factor. So yeah, about 6 months after meeting, kind of thing, it was all official. But I went back a couple of times. She came over to the UK, kind of seeing how things were. And
that's one thing I don't understand. I mean, I know the UK because I have an half brother who lives in the UK. My dad lived for 28 years. He lived in the UK. So I like to be in the UK, but I would never live in the UK. You know, only one spot. I love London. I don't know why, but I like it. It's. I think it's one
place I hate.
I know, but it is. But London is. I would never live there, but I like to be in London because it's, for me, it's the New York of Europe, I think. And it's but why not going to Iceland, and she's coming to UK?
Because of the sun. she likes the weather. That's pure, and me, of course. But, no, it's the weather. But there is talks of maybe moving back. Like, she spent 10 years out here now. So obviously, with having Odin, just getting her family kind of spend a bit of time with him, because obviously COVID that stopped a lot of the travel that we normally do. So we're normally over there 3 or 4 times a year. And she spends all the summers there, and that's all been put on hold at the moment.
It's the first time in my life that somebody is going to the UK for better weather.
There's not, especially the north of England as well. It's not even like it's the good English weather.
My dad lived in the southwest. I mean, in Taunton, and that's Torquay, and so it was really, there was they called it the English Riviera. And
it's almost tropical down there.
It is, but I mean, that was the only sunny spot I knew, and there was only 100 days sun a year. So it's really funny that you hear that somebody's moving to the UK for sun, for better weather. But I understand, if you're living in Iceland, it will be completely different.
Oh yeah.
But talking about the UK or England, or how you want to call it, Great Britain, I didn't know it, and but you actually told me without I'm doing it, but actually you're not British. I mean, you're British, but you're half Scottish and half Irish. Is that?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Mum's Scottish and my dad's Irish. Yeah, and I'm a little English mutt, the crossbreed.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah. So are you more Scottish or are you more Irish?
Oh, that's a good question. I've probably got the temper of the Scots. Well, I used to. I've calmed down now, and I've probably got the look of the Irish. So yeah, I'm a good mix.
Yeah, but you feel more.
No, that like for me, it's all one. Like I've never had that kind of that soul belonging to one particular kind of
No,
country. If
so,
you know
so
what I
you
mean?
really see it as the United Kingdom. You really see it as one. I mean, there is for you. There is no difference between Ireland and England and Scotland and Wales and.
It's a pretty deep question, Heather. For me, no, not really, because I've part of each kind of culture is being brought into who I am. So I've never been brought up necessarily like England. Do you know what I mean? I'm waving that flag. It's never been like that. It's obviously my dad's brought in his folk music kind of side of him, the stories of what like when he was growing up, and then my mum, she's just got a temper. She's got that down from Scotland. But not learning about my mum's family name. Yeah, I've never really felt like I was just one country. I never really felt that.
You already talked about it. Your dad had a very important part in your life, space in your life.
Yeah. Obviously, like a lot of fathers, they teach us, they show us how we should act, how we should be, and then yeah, he very instrumental to the kind of person that I grew up. Good and bad. There's like my dad was never perfect. There was parts of him that, I mean, completely honest, you learn how not to be like. And my dad, being Irish, he was a bit of a drinker. Never anything like violent or anything like that when it comes to drink. But yeah, he could put them away when he wanted to. And yeah, he had some tales to tell.
You had a hard youth in that time. I mean, did that made you as a person how you are? Or?
No, not particularly hard. No, it was never like what's the kind of words I'm looking for? It was never detrimental. The drinking as such. He was never like say he was never violent. He was always a loving man. But you could see it takes a toll on a relationship, and it takes a toll on a person when. Cause my dad was in the pub trade for a few years, and yeah, it wasn't the best place for him. So we came out of that. But yeah, like I said, you see things good and bad from parents that,
of course,
I mean, shape how you look at life. And
yeah, but your father stays your father. I mean, it's the same for me. I mean, my father left when I was 5 years. He left to the UK. He left to England, and he lived there for 28 years. But it was always my father. I mean, he died too young. He was 69 when he died, and but I remember when I was young. On the moment when he left, I already remembered that moment. When I was 5 or 4 or 5, and after that, I only saw him once in the 2 years or once in a year. So that was a very hard thing, but it was always looking forward to it. So you never have that bad spot for your parents. You know, you never have that experience. So I was always excited when he's coming over, or I went over to the UK. And yeah, parents are very, very important roots in your life. I mean, they
definitely.
Yeah. What was the important route he made for you?
My dad, I guess he's passed on me. He's always a bit of a dreamer. Like my dad was very much what we call now like an entrepreneur. He had numerous businesses that he'd set up and sell, move on to a bigger one, set up, sell. Like he could never stick. He was an ideas man, and yeah, if anything that he taught me was just run with it. Like have an idea and like
yeah,
it'll work out. Basically, like don't be afraid to follow ideas or dreams. Where my mum was the opposite. She was very academic. She was, must knuckle down. I must study hard. All that kind of things. Where my dad was he was a dreamer, the one with grand aspirations, and
that's cool.
And together they worked really well. To be fair, they were very successful. My parents, they did all right. Like we never went hungry or anything like that, but business wise, they did really well for themselves.
So now you're gonna go in that part. I mean, coming back later on that, but now you're gonna be a little bit more independent in your life now. Is that
That's
the moment?
Plan. That's the plan. Yeah, I've got to an age where, yeah, I'm sure of myself now. Whereas maybe before, I don't know. Maybe we'll save this conversation a little bit later on because
Yeah.
there's more to what's going on now.
But it's funny to hear that you're insecure. I mean, I don't know Robert as an insecure person. I mean, or it's just that picture, but I don't see Robert as an insecure. But I understand what you say.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people put on a show to a degree when they're in a public space. Like obviously, airsoft is not like a crazy public space, but I guess if everyone's honest with themselves, they're all going to have their own demons. They're all going to have their own insecurities, and some people get it figured out at a young age. Some people take till they're 38 to realize we've got nothing to be scared of.
Yep. Are you you like traveling?
I love traveling.
Yeah.
I love traveling. It is one of the main reasons why I play SpeedQB. Like,
but
just getting about. Just
something happened. You were traveling. Something happened in a space, and you promised me to tell it right here, right now. You went to Latvia, and something happened there.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one. So I've been to Latvia twice. I first went to Latvia back in my paintballing days. This would have been early 2000s, maybe 2006, something like that. We played a indoor event there for a team that was on at the time called DV8, and we absolutely loved the place. It was very, very humbling. There, I don't know if have you been to Riga before?
I've never been in Riga.
It's very ornate, but at the same time, it's quite dilapidated, but it's taken care of at the same time. Like it was, I remember first time on the streets, and there was people brushing snow with like broomsticks. Like I hadn't never seen a proper broomstick apart from like literally a witch's broomstick.
Yeah.
And they'd have these like 2 meter long icicles hanging off roofs that like if they were to like come down, they're going straight through you. And all they had was sticks with a little bit of red tape to like obviously all the locals, everyone knew not to walk down the side of a building where the overhang would be. But yeah, for me, I was blown away by the place, and the hospitality, the people were absolutely phenomenal. So then, a little bit later, group of lads used to play five-a-side football with. We were like, oh, let's go away somewhere. I was like, oh, we should go to Riga. It's absolutely amazing. People are like so nice. And yeah, we get to Riga and it's all going well. And then, this is one of a couple of situations in my lifetime where like I've been truly scared. Now I'm not I'll describe it without sounding like an absolute dickhead. Obviously, having a surname as Tyson, I've had to. I'm growing up in the 80s and 90s. I've had to deal with my fair share of stick and being able to handle myself. But yeah, we were in this club, and I was with Flatley's brother Sean from the team, his younger brother Ian, and like I said, a couple of lads from a team that we were on, and they were, we were pretty hammered. Like we've been drinking all day, and there was this one. Was like a bit ahead of myself. There's a group of lads who came up, started talking to us, and everything was like totally normal and fine. And then this one Russian dude who kind of like stepped in from the back. Yeah, he just again started giving me the talk and patter and yada 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 of how do I find the place, da 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 da. And all of a sudden you just seen it like some change in him. And everywhere I've been, I've never had trouble abroad, but this guy, he had that look in his eye where you're like, oh, this has gone south. Like this has gone south real quick. And then everything from that point was these guys just trying to get us to go outside to go to the cash machine so we can go party with them, or they would come back to the hotel. And like I've never, like I said, I've never been scared in my life. But this was a moment where I was like, they want to do some harm here. This is not just a normal little scrappy. These guys are looking for like proper trouble. And luckily we made some friends with some locals, and I was like, do you mind ringing us a taxi? I have a feeling those guys over there yeah, they don't particularly want to be our friends and looking for a bit of trouble. And yeah, I'll never forget it. He looks over my shoulder and he goes, yeah, you don't want to mess with him. It's like, oh, all right, yeah, can you get us a taxi, please? And then yeah, no sooner we got in that taxi, and they came flying out, about 4 or 5 of them, and yeah, just polite wave off, and yeah, that was a night where that could have been a very, very different Riga experience, I think, for us.
Oh man, sometimes you have those days, in your life. I mean, I had that, and I didn't expect that. Anyway, I was to Toronto, to Canada, together with Dion, and we were just out for a week. We wanted to go to Niagara Falls. We want to go to Toronto, but it was a photo week. We just want to have fun and make some photos, and we were. I mean, Toronto, Canada is a beautiful country to if you like photographs and you want to make photos and you want to make videos. That's the perfect country to do it. So I was there, but that's the stupid thing of me. I mean, I really had no idea. It was my mistake. Let's be honest. It was my mistake. So I was taking pictures, and I was in the alley where all the graffitis against the wall, and we were finished. And on that moment, we walked away, and I saw a really brilliant, cool. I love dogs, and I saw an American Stafford. A really it was like that. But there were all junkies around there, and that dog was there. So I was, without thinking anything, I was there, and I was just taking picture of that dog. Well, man, on that moment, it came, woof, but I took pictures of that woman with that dog too. So they stand up, and you're taking pictures, and they grab they grab my, in the middle of the street, that they grab my camera, they grab everything, but I didn't let it loose. I mean, oh, what the fuck is this? And then all those junkies were around me, and other people, yeah, you cannot do this, and you have to, I mean, I'm sorry, I really had no freaking idea. I really was not. But that was a moment where I really thought, okay, what do I have to do now? Because one thing would never happen is that I'm gonna leave my camera there. It was, I mean, then they had to beat me on the street. But I was scared on that moment, scared and not. I was thinking. So I understand where you're coming from. On that moment, it goes through your mind. You're not in your own country. You don't know what's gonna happen. You see yourself in jail. You see everything, and then it was like, how do I'm going to get out of this? And I'm, on that moment, I put my puppy face on. I said, come on, listen, I'm showing you. I'm going to delete all those photos. I'm showing you. I really didn't have any. And on the end, I don't know what. I gave her some drugs with my eye. I don't know. And she said, okay. And the other guy said, oof. That was the same feeling that you had there, I think.
Yeah, I did exactly the same. I tried the puppy dog eyes. I tried the kind of pally moves, and I was like, this is not working. It's not working. Get me out of this situation. Get me out. But yeah, being in a different country and faced with that, it's weird.
Let's go a little bit into sports. I mean, we all know you as Tyson, the back player of Legion, with your gang. But before that, you played paintball. I mean, you were a big paintball player. Well, not a big. I mean, you were a paintball player, or you were a big paintball.
No, I was a paintball player. It all started for me. It all started because of a computer game. To be fair, I was heavily into World of Warcraft at the time. Like, so heavy into it that it wasn't good for my health, kind of thing. And I got to a point where I put on a lot of weight. Caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and I was like, I need to do something. And then I think it was my 20th birthday, I want to say. Yeah, my 20th birthday, went paintballing at a local site. The whole kind of skirmish thing, and then a field just off to where we were all kind of getting set up and playing. There was guys on these inflatable barricades, all wearing loud shirts. Just running at each other, just going absolutely nuts. And I was like, oh, what's that? I want a piece of that. And then got talking to the marshal. I was like, oh, can I have a quick go of that? And that was it for me. I was hooked. There was a local team there. It was a team I ended up playing for, DV8, a few other teams. I just got into training. I got into the tournament kind of side of paintball, and it all just took off. Like, I was addicted. I quit playing computer games, and I fully focused on paintball. It was funny enough, because I was actually jobless at the time, and paintball's not cheap, so it motivated like a lot of things for me. I went out, got a job, and that's all I did. I worked, played paintball, worked, played paintball, worked, playing paintballs, and it paid off. Like I was within 2 years, I climbed up to the highest division within paintball. It was Division 1 at the time. There was no kind of like pro, semi-pro. It was Division 1, and then I no sooner got into that, and then my dad, he had a stroke, so that was me looking after him for the next 8 years, not touching paintball, not just you do what you do, don't you? Look after your dad, kind of thing.
Of course. But your dad had a stroke too. I mean, my dad had 2 strokes. So the last one, yeah. So how big were you in the paintball world in the UK?
Domestically, I'd have been known. I ended up going out to a Millennium in Germany just as I was starting to get big, kind of thing. For a team that ended up, it was a team called Phoenix at the time, and then they changed into a team called Disruption, which some of your viewers may have heard of. But they're one of the UK's best teams. But yeah, no, I was like with airsoft, like it was all just down to hard work. I was training midweek, every weekend. And I was at a point where I could hold my own against most people. I played against the likes of Ollie Lang. I remember playing against him. Do you know what I mean? So I got up there. I got up to swing with the big boys. It got cut short.
And how did the communication, or how did Legion come together? I mean, how did that start? I mean, where did Legion come from?
Legion. Where did it start? It started from my birthday, to be fair. My 30-odd birthday. 30. What would have been? 36. Yeah, 36 or 35. One of those birthdays.
Very young.
Again, went to a local site. I had rentals. I had no clue. Like airsoft for me was always it's going to sound really horrible saying it, but it was always like it was always a Sunday warrior kind of game. It was those guys in full camo, all the gear, like playing armies, and I had no clue what it was really about. I know that was my only perception of it. I don't know if that's like a paintball thing or what, but it was, for me, it was something that I would never ever touch. And it was I think it was a Facebook advert for a site called D23 in Billingham, which is like the town next to me. My birthday was coming up, and I was like, you know, I'll get some of the old lads together, and yeah, we'll have a laugh. And I loved it. And then I think like probably 99% of all of the kind of SpeedQB players now, you go home, you YouTube it, and you start seeing the SYG videos, you start seeing the demo stuff. And I was like, I can do this. I could probably beat these guys. So yeah, that's when I rang Kyle, Luke, Daz, Alex Took. I rang them and I was like, oh, check this out. Like, this is something we can probably compete in and have a bit of fun doing. Then you go down the whole research thing. There's nothing really happening in the UK, and then all of a sudden there was like a trial event in Leicester, which we went down to. And we all just scrambled to buy stuff, and then realised you need a Yukara to buy guns. You can't just buy, so we just second-hand kind of makeshift. Yeah, so it all just started from there. Got a taste from it. I was like, yeah, we like this. And then
first time I saw the name Legion, you know where?
Where?
Well, the first time I saw the name Legion was at the description of the battle arena in Finland, and I was the organizer. Yes. I was the one who brought the Real Strike teams, the Netherlands and the Belgium, and there I saw for the first time the name Legion. So representing the UK, Legion. So on that moment I said, okay, cool. So the only thing I saw in that moment was, because I always want to see who is who, and so I went on Google, and well, the only thing I saw, the first thing was Harry. playing a complete different game that I would like. You know, he was that in that he played. I forgot the name. Sorry for that. He played for his team before he went to Legion.
No one's going to remember that name. No, it was SCA, Steel City Airsoft.
SCA, that's it. SCA, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. So I said, oh, okay. And after that, but for the rest, I couldn't find anything. I mean, you don't find anything from Kyle and that kind of thing, not a lot. And then we saw each other for the first time on the training day. On Friday, it was, I think, on Friday. And it was Real Strike team training against you. We were in the first slot that we could train against each other. It was.
Oh, really? I didn't remember that. Yeah, I remember training against the Belarus team. They were another team that I was generally scared of. They looked like absolute animals. But
that was the first time I heard the name Legion, and then we saw each other for the first time. We didn't have that contact that we have now because it all came later. But but that was a start for many things for me too. I mean, I was already busy with SpeedQB when I was there because everybody had SpeedQB hoodies and everything. So SpeedQB was already coming. But that tournament, I mean, maybe
I love that tournament.
Oh man, it was a crazy.
Don't get me wrong.
It was a crazy cool tournament. The concept is cool, and I really hope. But maybe an organization it could be a little bit different, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, definitely.
But man, I had a weekend. I really had one of the best weekends from the last 10 years. I mean, that was really a pretty cool weekend.
Yeah, that was good. That's where it all started for us. I said we formed a team. There was nothing really we were training for as such. Like we knew we wanted to compete in SpeedQB. We didn't know how we were going to get there or how it was going to happen. Battle Arena came up. Yeah, we started training for that, trying to make a field out of inflatables, and
we actually didn't meet. We actually didn't meet the first time on the floor there. We were meeting when we came out of the play. We were in the same bus with they picked us up. It was a little Chinese guy. I don't know. Nobody could understand him, and we were in the same bus that was picking us up from the airplane. That was it, from the airport.
Yeah.
And they brought us
better than mine, but I could have had a few sherbets by then. So
yeah, yeah. Some people were pissed, but it was a great tournament, and I really hope that something like this is coming back soon because that's something that was for me after when I was in LA. After that was for me the definite thing is like airsoft needs competition. Airsoft needs competition. It just needs to be executed well. That's the only thing. You know, it's all about the execution. It's all about that. And yeah, that was a funny thing. I hope we're going to do it one more time once. I mean,
I would love to. I would love to.
And maybe make an all-star. Maybe make an all-star team of all the SpeedQB players, of some SpeedQB players, and go to.
That'd be pretty legit. I would be down for that.
Yeah.
If I'd make the team, because there's some good players now in our league. So
is After that, actually not that long after that, it was February and then March and April. After 2 months, we saw each other again. I mean,
yeah. Then, I think we spoke about SpeedQB, didn't we? At the event, you were mentioning that you were organising it, and I was like, yeah, we're down.
Yeah,
we are down to play that. So then we had something to properly train for. That's when we really stepped it up.
And then it was 2.5 months later, and we saw each other in Bunde for the first time.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yep.
Remember that moment too. I mean, I was still building and I was still doing everything, and there some English blokes came on. You asked me because you wanted to train, and I said no problem, you can come over. That was like, don't get me wrong. For me, it was like I don't like showing things when it's not complete. You know, when it's not, because we worked hard, but we couldn't finish the field. Well, we finished the field, but we couldn't finish everything around it. You know.
Yeah.
And but then you came, and it was like, oh shit, because I always try to give people a way of experience, like wow, you know, but without knowing it, people already had that experience. And
I was going to say, like, and now I know you, I know your level of perfection, I know the detail, like you want before something's released or it's experienced by players. But yeah, Bunde, like ask anyone on Legion, like by far our favorite field. It was that first experience walking in there, the first time of like, even comparing it to like big paintball events, it was the first time you walked onto somewhere and it was, you know what I mean? It was like a gladiators arena. It was all boxed in, all dark. It was, oh man.
Yeah, it was.
You can't beat that feeling. Like that's.
I know, but once we're gonna get that same thing back. I mean, but maybe 3 or 4 next to each other. But it's because I believe in the sport and I believe that's gonna grow. And I saw at that moment when you came in there. I mean, you were, for me, the first people who actually did a breakout.
Compared to other teams at that first event, yeah.
Yeah. So, and the only thing I was hearing, I mean, Daniel was still hoovering and doing everything, and the only thing we heard was, I said, what the fuck is going on? Because we had that wood, you know, everything was wood, so there was many ricochets and rebounds and that kind of things. But man, that was, I think a lot of people has positive memories of that field. As
the whole experience, like just the 16-hour drive over there, like it was, again, just being back with the lads, back on the road. Like I don't think a lot of teams experience that as much. Well, maybe the French teams, but yeah, that traveling for us, that's part of it. Like it's part of the whole experience, the whole journey is packing that car up.
That's
like
it.
Now that we get on the ferry, it's
when Dutch people has to drive 1 hour, that's already too long, you know. But but there are people who driving for 8 hours, 9 hours, and that's I always did that, you know, driving hours and hours because it's a part of the experience, it's a part of it, and I loved it. So you were at that was our first European Invitational. It was and you were in the finals on the end.
Yeah, finished second. Second to none, yeah.
It was but one thing I remember too, it was Dimo was there and Sapo was there too. And I never forget the moment from Gas, Portugal, with Dimo on the field.
Oh, the 1v1.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was a.
You never shut up about it. No,
sorry? Why not? I mean, that was a.
It's a good moment to have.
Cool experience. It was the same experience that when Sapo came from the back and ran into the cross and finished the rest of the other field. I mean, when he just went through the middle, you know, it's a.
But against us or was that?
Sorry.
Was that playing against us?
No, that was just a free.
Oh, well, it was
a free game. Yeah, it was a free game. But yeah, I have good memories of.
No, it was amazing. Like I said, having Sapo, having Demo there was just like, obviously seeing the guys on YouTube, it's different to then being like, wow, they've traveled half the world to see this launch, and it was amazing. Like,
so if you see, because your team and second to none, you're actually a part of the teams who really grow from the beginning to where we now. So yeah, the one thing that those teams have that other team doesn't have is Finland, but it wasn't SpeedQB. But we all saw the growth. I mean,
it was Bayer 10. Don't forget, it was Bayer 10 in there. They're Finland.
Oh yeah, Bayer 10, the French. Yeah, they were there too. Bayer 10. I miss those guys, to be honest.
We had to face them, I think, in playoffs.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Bayer. That's true. It's I forgot them. They were in France too. I mean, GP was there. That was the first handshake I did with GP in Finland. That's true.
Yeah.
It's but all those people included Bia, all those teams, and then we had DreamHack. I mean, that. What was that difference for you? I mean, in feeling.
Oh, DreamHack. That was. No, that's like it was a nerd's kind of wet dream, wasn't it? You had all the gaming stuff going on, the CS:GO, the League of Legends, the Dota, and then for me, I used to like fly quads, so then we had the quad racing next to us as well. Like me and Hodge were geeking over that. Like, no, it was amazing. Like, yeah, just that whole setting. I can't find the words to describe that whole weekend. Well, it was more. I had a whole like week and a bit out there for me. I had a little holiday with the family, but yeah, DreamHack was something else.
That arena,
it was the whole experience, not necessarily the SpeedQB part, but just the setting it was in, like the music, the hype going on around it. It was, yeah, coming into that big Ahoy. Was it Ahoy?
Ahoy, yeah, Ahoy.
Yeah. Yeah, just pulling into that, like,
yeah, it was
through security, all that kind of stuff. It was.
I mean, the arena what was built with the NHBV there. It was nuts, but it really looked. It really. I had the feeling there that you went into a gladiator arena. It was. People could see through the nets, and people could stand upstairs, and it was an amazing feeling. I really felt on that moment. I really felt proud in what we could achieve in a very short time, because it was 6 months. I mean, it was 6 months that SpeedQB was in Europe, and we already had so many teams there, and we have SYG there. I mean, for that time, SYG still, I mean, is one of the biggest names in SpeedQB. Everybody wants to beat them. Everybody wants to play against them.
Yeah, definitely. It's a team I would definitely love to play again. Like, I think they had to beat us because of a flag drop that I did. But they were the first team. Sorry, go on.
I didn't want to mention that one, so you did.
Oh, well, I thought I'd get in before you did, because I know you would have. You might not have wanted to mention it, but I know you would.
I would never do it. I would never do that. Sorry, Robert. Never.
No, well, yeah, they're the first team that they brought different angles. They brought different approach. Like, they didn't have their own guns, which was a shame. I'd love to have known that. Would they bring the same kind of field planning if they had their own weapons? I know some maybe running pistols and stuff that they wouldn't normally do. So, but no, they were the first team ever to really that tested us. Like, we had to try and adjust on the fly. Like, I think it went to time. I think against them, and it was the flag grab that cost us.
It's that flag grab. I mean, that's still that moment. It's
yeah. That's why I don't grab the flag anymore, but that's what the young, fast lads are for.
Well, I can imagine that. But I know it's not that. It's like, those are the moments in a sports life that happens, it happened. But on
they make the stories. Those are the daft little things that, yeah, it's just.
But on the end, I mean, you were third. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, especially for everybody, it doesn't matter who. MLPs play the first day, they play like crazy. I mean, they were number one in the group. I think it was MLP. The day after, second to none, lost from TRS. They went into the in the loser bracket. They had to win everything to become there. It was you guys with SYG, but on the end, did you lose one? Did you went to the loser bracket or not? I don't remember that one.
Yeah, we ended up going to the loser bracket, and I think penalties were our biggest enemy. We took a couple of penalties, and yeah, just is what it is.
Okay, but on the end, you played the half a final.
We played S01. They won 1 point, and then the second point, we conceded a penalty, and that was us for the day.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, that experience, I never forget that experience. I never forget that. It
was amazing. And it was really nice having Odin there as well, having my son there.
Your wife was really there too. Yeah, that's where I met her for the first time. That's true. That's
yeah, Havron was there. Also, yeah, it was also good having Havron there as well, not just my son.
Well, I know that was the European Championships, the other ones, and you lads, you stayed in Maastricht, and you stay in Bergen de Blade. That's where you stayed in a small thing, and we had a drink one evening in my town where I live in Maastricht. And
we did. That was a good night. That was a good night. Yeah, there were some strong beers in your town.
I was happy that I still could drink with English lads. I mean, normally they drink hard, but I had a feeling that I really could drink with you guys. So it was that
was a tame night. That
I like it. We ended in an Irish pub. I remember that too. And then we walked to the train station, and I had a little bit too much drink, and I went into the car because it was so short. But yeah, it was a funny night. It was a funny night. Well, together, I remember that. You were 2019 winner, overall winner for the European League.
Yeah.
You had the most points. So together we fly to LA.
Yeah, that was another amazing trip as well. Not the
imagine that, man.
The event, but the trip was mint.
Everything in 1 year. I mean, that actually it was crazy, wasn't it? What if Corona wasn't there? Oh, I hate it.
It was absolutely nuts. Absolutely. That first year, the experiences that we had, the lessons that we learned, the growing that we did, it was just unreal. That's why we keep coming back. I think we were talking before on the breakout, but like I can't let this go. Like this is just too good. Like it's addictive. The
How was
feelings,
LA?
the experiences, the people that you meet, the
How was
connections,
LA for
like
you?
all around the globe. It's nuts all to think it's because of, for us anyway, that one moment in going back to Finland, like when you mentioned SpeedQB, all started from there. That's when we got our heads down and we started working.
I asked it 3 times, but I know I interrupted you. Sorry. It's how was LA for you?
Oh, LA was really nice. Worked on my tan, got a haircut, played 2 minutes of airsoft, and then came home.
And Hodge had the next. I mean, the tattoo that Hodge did. I mean, he did an extra tattoo. What was it?
We played more airsoft on the night before we did at the actual tournament, but it is what it is.
I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. I mean, it was not fair. It wasn't. I mean, it started the day before, where you could train. I already saw what the day after was going to happen. I mean, with training.
It was a shame. It was a real shame because there was a chance for, I'm not going to say the organization, I'm going to say obviously the arena, the marshals, to really, like, it's the first time it's happened. Like a team from another country had gone to compete at a championship. It wasn't just a one player kind of on holiday and they jump in. But it was a real, obviously everything that you worked for. Like I felt bad for you, for Europe, for ourselves. It was a chance to, really, really test teams against each other. And I don't think it was just us. I think when I've gone back and looked at the stream, it was hard to watch. There was,
well, the worst thing about it was the zoomer when I mean, killing the games. I mean, when somebody's making a fall, I mean, the whole day you heard game.
I'm not sure if they were calling ricochets as hits and that's just how it was. So again, that's why you see the buzzer going off for hits. But
it was a pity. It was a pity. But I saw some really quality over there. I mean, I saw it the first time. I saw it after that too. And there's quality. But yeah, you deserved having more chance there, because I think you couldn't make it any chance on the moment when you step in on Saturday. That's the thought I had after that. So
you did say, but I was like, I'll be fine, but it'll be all right. Nah.
No,
a big shame as well, because that field, as it was smaller, a lot different to what we're used to in EU, but it played into our strongest skill sets. It was all straight up gunfighting, which is where we do well. And it was a shame we didn't get to really showcase our skills to the fullest.
Yeah, then we had 2020
a little bit there,
and then we had 2020. I think you only could play one. You could only play one tournament. I think, what was it? The Welcome Back tournament. That was the only tournament you could play?
No, we played the first
February. The February one.
Yeah, the first event. Yeah. Again, it was another finals with the S01. That was a good event. It was good.
But yeah, and then Corona 1 month later came in and
had other ideas. I think it's I was going to make some joke from N1 refs and COVID, but I won't.
Yeah, how about there was no, and then normally there was the European championships, but you couldn't compete. You couldn't compete on the championship.
It was
how important is that for you guys? How important is that? I mean, I know you
I'd love to win it. Don't get me wrong, but we as a team we focus on leagues, we focus on consistency. But like EU championships, yeah, like anyone would love to win it. Like if we play it, we're playing to win. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no. I don't hold it as the be all and end all. Like I'm very much league focused. That's why I love obviously with the pro leagues going now. Like for me, that's the true gauge. That's the true bar of what you need to reach and go above.
What was your best game in that period? I mean, the period in 1 year that we did with SpeedQB. What was your best game?
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I'm not going to say game because there's too many of them, but I always play my best against going up against S02N, like the driving force for us to get better and keep getting better. They prevent you from sitting back and just enjoying being okay at the sport. Do you know what I mean? You've always got to develop. You've always got to push yourself because they're biting at the bit just as hard as you. So yeah, I always play my best against the likes of them S01 Reapers, TRS. They're the teams that you really got to like. Nothing against other teams. It's just you turn on for them. Do you know what I mean? Like you put your mind in a different place. And
what was your worst moment in that year? In those in that.
It's a toss up. No, it's gonna have to be LA. Like
was it?
Yeah, I had a little cry then. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I know.
Sacrificed a lot.
Man, I remember one thing.
And stuff, and
there was one. Yeah, but I understand.
That was the toughest bit. I had to go and phone the missus afterwards, and yeah, I had a little cry. And,
we all had a moment. We all had that moment. I mean, and you know that. I mean, we were there as one team, and we all had that moment. And one thing, I really want to drink it from us. You know, it was the last day. I want to drink, but I need to have a business meeting. And you guys went, and that day I actually wanted to go and get pissed, but we couldn't.
That was a good night. That was a good night. But I need to thank Rooster and Dom for hosting us that night because we ended up around Rooster's house and.
No, that was the day. That was the day before. That was the day when it finished on the tournament. That was the day when we went to the SYG's old OG's house. Where we had that drink, but the day, I mean, never forget.
I mean, the bowling day when we went bowling.
Yeah, that's it. That was the day that I wanted to go but I had meetings but yeah, it was a rough sportive way. It was rough. I mean, LA and the guys of SYG, nice. They were crazy. Next to that, we had a good time there. Let's say it like that.
No, definitely. Yeah, it was a sporting moment. Luckily, that it was only for 5 minutes, and then that was a sporting moment done anyway. And then it was just, I was still on a high from the realization that airsoft got me flown halfway around the world to go and play. Do you know what I mean? And then, it kept spirits up for the rest of the time we were out there.
There will be a new chance in new games, and
oh, definitely. Definitely.
And let's see what we're going to do. And then again, I have to come back to 2020. Then Corona came in for everybody. And that was the time for you to sit back and see, okay, what we're going to do. Because then your own project, because then now we're coming back where your father, self-independent and etc. So what did you do in that time? So
at that time we were sponsored by a company who was making belts. And we had a bit of input in a belt that they released. And we got a little kind of a favour thrown back at us, but not to be greedy. Like the design, the ideas, I felt we deserved a little bit more. Then I was like, why am I giving other people my ideas, our ideas as a team, like our input, and there's no reward for it, kind of thing. Like I was rocking the pack back in 2018 that you've seen with the straps, the elastic across the back, the 6 mags. Like that was something I put together in my garage, kind of just out of like necessity. Like no one was making it. There was a good quality belt out there, don't get me wrong, but it didn't fit the needs that I needed as as a player, as a support player, like I needed more mags. I needed to be concealed. So yeah, on the back of that interaction with that company, I figured, I'm just gonna go out on my own. Like I'm already kind of half making stuff, so another bit of background on bouncing around a little bit. But while I was playing paintball, I had a similar kind of process happen. A lot of people didn't know I went to university. I was studying fashion enterprise. That's when my dad had the stroke, so it pulled me out of university. It pulled me out of sport. So I always had those skills with obviously product design, manufacturing, and yeah, they all got kind of forgotten while I was looking after my dad. And then coming back into airsoft, I noticed a lot of things were coming from the skirmish side, like heavily influenced by the tactical feeling, and it was stuff that I didn't feel was necessary for us playing. Like I wanted to strip it all back, and I wanted to make something that provided me and other players with the tools that they need and nothing more. There's no frilly bits. Do you know what I mean? It's purely designed for competitive airsoft, and all the other parts, the redundant bits aren't included.
Yeah, but
so,
then,
I went ahead and go on.
And then the brand Death HQ, you started up, and I saw them once. You show me once, but the concept, I like the concept because that the concept is cool. You can do a lot of things with it. And yeah, the bad thing about this, that's what I really don't understand about it, is that it's such a small market, and if you want to help people, it's on the moment when money is coming in, people start thinking different. So I'm really happy that you started it your own. I mean, it's something that's unique, and I hope you're really going to succeed. But explain more, because what is your brand? What is the difference between that brand you're making and other brands that's now on this market?
So I've, for good or bad business decisions, I'm purely focusing on SpeedQB at the moment. Obviously, I understand they're also a brand, but just the sport concept. So my belt it's obviously lightweight, slim design. It's also got a unique feature in the sense that the whole kind of Molly quick strip kind of things, I didn't think was necessary, and it's also a possible point of failure for the way we move and the way we slide. It was like, there was a lot of times that we were using those kind of systems and they were catching on the floor and it was starting to pull mags away. So with my system, it's mag to your back, all your pouches are on your back, and then has a retaining system over it to keep it tight and secure to your body. Because I know a lot of players, when you start stacking magazines, you start getting a little wobble on your back. So again, my retaining system's in there, keep it in place. And also, again, with the Pro League that we want to be playing, it's designed to, when you go into those pits, you rip those magazines off your back and you get a fresh set put on and you're good to go. There's no waiting around trying to fumble while you're time's ticking down. You got to get on the field, and before you know it, you've only gone out with 3 mags. And
is that the thing that you took from the paintball thing? The way how you
no, not at all. It's no, because obviously with paintball packs, they're standard. They're a lot easier to load than our standard kind of like magazine pouches. But no, with the concept of the Pro League, I was like, right, we need like something when we're in the pits. I don't be worrying about magazines. I don't want to be worrying about what's loading and getting things on my back. Like I want a system where you need pit crew to make it work effectively. While I'm on that game, I've got a set of pouches loaded, good to go. When I come in, it's literally take my MP ones off my back, swap it out, and then I'm done within like 20 seconds. Is
it for ARP only, because you guys only play ARP?
No. Oh yeah. So obviously everything was designed originally for the team. That's how it kind of. I had no real intentions of setting up a company or providing for anyone else. And then, like I said, that interaction with that other company made me think, well, Jim, I can help a lot of teams here, a lot of players, especially, like I said, the Pro League. That's what it's kind of aimed at the moment. But yeah, it's a system that'll work for everyone. It keeps the mags nice and tight to your back. So when you're in a barricade, and you're obviously posture is important, and so is your profile. And the last thing you want is mags dangling out the back of you or off the sides when you're trying to play tight. So this keeps it all nice, confined to your back, very small kind of target box, as you will.
I'm really looking forward to see them on the field soon.
Not going to be long. It's not going to be long at all. It's, like you, I want there's a certain level of, I don't say perfection, but I want a certain level of quality that I want to bring. I don't want it like, I could quite easily just make one like the original pack that I wore back in 2018. You know, it doesn't look pretty, but it does the job. But no, I want a pack that when you put it on, you know, I mean, it gets you ready. It looks nice. It feels nice. It gives you the confidence that you have from wearing a quality piece of kit. It's not going to fail you. And yeah, you put it on, and then you can forget about it, and you just focus on the game. And
it's the whole experience. You want that whole experience. And the moment when you push that button by, till the moment it comes to your door, that's that you know, there starts the experience of what I think a product needs to do. That's why I always was a big Apple lover, because the experience started online. The experience started when you buy it and when you get it and when you open it and when you first grab it and touch it and then use it. Man, that's that complete thing. And
Sapo's helped a little bit with not the design as such, but just the ethos about just don't rush, not like rushing anything out. Take your time, design it like properly, test it. Like I listened to him, not so about the pack, but just like conversations that we've had through DMs and whatnot. So
he's a good advisor, and that's a good, and he's a good lad. I mean, he really wants to advise people. He really wants, if he can help, he will help. You know, it's and so.
And he's demonstrated that time and time again as well. Like I have a lot of respect for Sapo, and to be fair, the whole SYG bunch. They're
great guys. They are great guys. They are crazy, but they are great. They are. Sometimes I think a lot of teams have to be jealous of what they have. You know, they have that, and you as Legion, you have that too. I mean, that family feeling, that you know.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah. That's something that a lot of teams miss. I think it's you need to have.
And I think a lot of teams need to realize it's the key to a lot of teams' success. You start from that. You start from that family basis where obviously SYG I think they use the word prospecting, don't they? They bring in people that they like and stuff, but it all started from a core. Like it started from a core set of friends, mates that, for one reason or another, are attracted to each other, and they just go forward and they build from there. And I think a lot of teams they want to start just by getting like the best players, or they think they need this or they think they need that, and then you realize that you start with that core unit, that core values as such. Do you know what I mean? That then you build from that.
There is man, we can do it again. We can do more than 2 hours, I think. But let's go into one of my last questions is where do you want to be with your as a person and with your product in 2022?
2022. Well, hopefully people like my product. People are using my product, and it's serving the purpose that I've intended it for. Like I want it to be a staple. I'm not greedy. I don't want it to hold a market share. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those kind of. I'm not here for the money. Like I'm here to provide a product which.
Well, money is not bad. Value. I mean, money is not bad. I mean, it costs money. Everything.
No, like it's not. But at the same time, like I'm doing it to provide a service, not to make money. So as long as my product is fulfilling the purpose that I've intended for it, then that's me happy. You know what I mean? Like that's.
But when it's a good product, it will sell. When it's a good product, people are gonna use it. So that's why I always say to people, I hope that this. No, do you believe in your product? Yes. Do you think it's no? Do you believe in your product? Yes. Do you think it's the best product in the world? Yeah. Do you think it's that? Yeah. On the moment when all those things are yes, it's gonna be a success. You know, and that's why you have to keep in your mind, because everybody thinks it's just. Or you're doing an organization, or you're doing an arena, or you're doing a brand, or you're doing anything. It's easy, but there is so much things that you need to do. I mean, it starts with the idea, and it starts on that moment with the development, and then it's from there on. It's when the product is finished, and then the shit starts. You know, and then the marketing starts, and then everything starts, and that's the most expensive part of it. You know, I mean, on this moment, creating a very proper product is very important. But you can make the best product in the world, but if you cannot market, you know, if you can't put it in the market where it belongs, it will not sell, because you need to have the the people, the network where it fits
Yeah.
in. So, but it's so hard from a little concept, and that's why I appreciate the way you do it now. It's like you do it in your back, in your garden, in your garden thing. You have your own stitching machine, and you have everything, and you do it by your own and bit by bit. And I told you on
Like
the
the hardest
way,
bit is going to be it's been sourcing materials, because I'm buying everything offline from how it looks and not necessarily how it feels. Or Jimmy, obviously, you get a description of material. Like COVID is, as well as being able to start the business, it's also hindered it by not being able to get out into.
I hope it's getting better.
And
I hope it's getting better, and everywhere we can help you with growing it. We definitely do it. We for that.
I appreciate that, but
it's then is the last question. Where are you and your team going to be in 2022? What is the road that you're going to do in 2021?
Well, we're going to continue to what we do. We're going to work hard, grind, and we've got hopefully plans. We've got aspirations, shall I say? We want to try and visit another couple of countries. We want to help Australia. I want to go back to America. I still feel I want another shot at the Americans on home soil. Again, it's all just about testing ourselves. Do you mean as players and as a team? That's all we strive to do. That's what we're going to do every year. Is continue to test ourselves, and
we have to make Australia. We have to make Australia possible, because I mean, Mark is building an arena, and I'm not going to tell more about that, but it's going to be an amazing thing. You're going to recognize it.
I need your help there, though, Bert. I need your help. I need some guns when we go out.
We're going to do that. I mean, Mark will help us anywhere. I mean, I know that. So it's I'm looking forward to go with the scene over here, with a few teams of the scene over here, to go to Australia and play their game and play on their soil and play on their fields with their guns and with them. I want to see that happening. I want to see that happening. And I really look forward to it.
I want to see it vice versa as well. I'd love to see. Was it Aussie Elite? Are they due to come over at some point?
Yeah, they come over. Yeah, they come over in October when the globals. So
lovely. Then like the Midnight Kendo.
I love the community there.
Yeah, like jealous. That's what I am. I'm jealous, like in a good way. Like they've got it all kicking off, and it's nice to watch. It's nice to see that kind of scene grow, and
it's just starting. And I'm happy that I'm connected to that part of SpeedQB in Australia, and I'm really happy and to work together.
It's going so quick, like it's literally spreading like wildfire across the whole of Australia.
Yeah. I'm really happy that we are being a part with Mark and with SpeedQB in there, and we do everything to grow it. We do everything to do it. And Mark is really
like sound lads as well. Like you see him on the streams, and like they'll obviously a few chats in DMs and that. Like everyone's like just super happy and friendly. The typical kind of Australian stereotype. I love it.
It's not stereotype. I think it's the good British way. I mean, the good Brits are no, it's not that way. I mean, for me, British people, I know, because I can talk about it because I lived there. Not me, my dad lived there, and so I was there many times. But there is a big difference between South, East, West, and North, and London. There is such a big difference between.
Massive difference.
But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of British people went to Australia.
Yeah.
So there was a big part in the UK that's empty now because they all went over there.
It must be the Northerners then, because they're the only.
Or maybe Irish, in the UK. Or maybe Scottish. Huh? So
a few Scottish, The Scottish are all right as well. Angry, but they're all right.
Well, I really hope to be a part of that ride and to be a part of that journey. I have no more questions. So as you know, on the end, you have the possibility to ask me questions or a question or what you want. That moment is now. So
okay.
Maybe I needed to sweat, but.
Just to send it back at you. So where do you see SpeedQB going, and where do you want it to go? Are they two in the same, or?
where I want it to go, it will go like there. So that's one answer. So if I
Where do you see it 5 years from now? Not 10. No, 5 and 10. I want the answer to both.
okay, in 5 years, I see that we are that we as SpeedQB worldwide, we have a good foundation of a good start for the sport, and that people that is going to grow very fast in the next coming 5 years. That really the intention and everything. So, but I want to create the good foundation that we actually see it as a kind of franchise, but it's not franchise. But see it like we have to make that solid foundation. So on the moment when it's there, you can put it anywhere in the world, and we hope to provide that for more countries worldwide. And we do that together with Roy and SpeedQB US. And after 5 years, till the 10 years, I think that SpeedQB is bigger than paintball is. So that's my goal. Because that's not my goal. That's going to happen.
Yeah. At first, I was like skeptical of the answer, but then seeing how fast it's growing and how many teams are popping up, I'm like, actually, no. Why can't it be? Like, what is it? What's stopping it? Like, there's nothing stopping it.
It's like it's not a diesel. It's like, but you just need to keep putting fuel in there. It's like, actually it's a Ferrari, but a Ferrari drinks a lot. So, but you just need to keep putting fuel in there. And on the moment when you need to change the oil, and when you have to put fuel in there, because it's a Ferrari, it's an engine that's running now, and it's very expensive. But people, because it's not airsoft, it's sport. It's hard to say, but it's because now in this moment when you say airsoft, it's that Saturday and Sunday Warriors, it's Milsim, it's that's what's airsoft now, and I think we do nothing with airsoft. We play with airsoft guns, but it has nothing to do with airsoft. But I know that I heard people now saying this, but it's not that I say that we don't play airsoft. Yes, but it's a completely different discipline. And the only thing what's airsoft in SpeedQB, or what we're gonna do, is the gun. That's the only thing that match with. That's the only thing.
It's just the BBs, isn't it?
That's it. And we try to make the guns different, and we do, but yeah, you need different guns for a different sport. I mean, you can't play tennis with a hockey stick, do you?
I could try.
You can try, yeah, but it's not very functional. So that was question one. Do you have one more question, or?
No, I think that's it, to be fair. Like, obviously, as a participant of the sport, it's I know I've said to you in person before, but it's amazing to see the dedication that comes from you. Like, as an organizer, as a person, like, I've never witnessed that before within paintball or any other sporting event that I've taken part in, that someone so down to earth and someone who listens to the players and the community and is wanting nothing more than to grow the sport. Like, I just wanted the answers to that.
Thank you, and and I do my best, and but I can't do it on my own. I mean, I've got a team with me, and I've got the teams with me who wants to do the same, and you are part of that too. Without the teams, without the players, we're nowhere. It's nothing. Yeah, you can start something very commercial and something but that's not my goal. My goal is to make a worldwide sport together with many different teams, and I hope we're going to be there soon. I really hope we're going to be there soon. So now there are the last questions. You have to pick one.
The last questions.
The last questions. These are the.
Take a drink. Sorry, I've been putting it off, but
these are the ones that you just have to pick one of them. So, and it's going to start easy. I mean, I'm going to keep it simple.
Please do.
Ready?
I'm ready, Bert. Let's go.
There we go. Iceland or the Netherlands?
Oh.
That's a simple question, no?
I'll have to go Iceland. That's not a simple question, but...
HBA or AEG?
No, HBA.
Learning or teaching?
or learning.
Battle arena or holiday with your family?
Oh, can I do both? Can I get a holiday while a battle arena event's on?
You have to pick
That's my
one.
answer. Holiday with the family.
Oh, she's looking back, isn't she? Yeah. French or German?
Oh, German.
Big or small?
Big.
Belt or fame?
Sorry, what?
The belt or fame?
Oh, the belt. I don't care about fame.
London or Amsterdam?
Amsterdam, without a doubt.
Cold or hot?
Cold.
Paintball or SpeedQB?
SpeedQB.
Rain or snow?
Snow.
Rum or beer?
Rum.
Deep or swallow?
Swallow.
Irish or Scotch?
Irish.
Friend or family?
Family.
I'll wait for that one. Ginger or blonde?
Ginger.
Fast or slow?
Fast.
Batman or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Thatcher or Johnson?
Johnson.
EU or Brexit?
EU.
Poor or rich?
Rich.
Ass or tits?
Oh. Titties.
SYG or second to none?
Oh. SYG.
Wolseley or Lada?
Wolseley? I don't know what they are.
You don't know Wolseley? It's a British car they made. You don't know a Wolseley?
Nah. I knew what a ladder was, but at first I was like, does he mean like something in the house? Because it was like something in English houses we have a ladder.
No, so Wolseley was a British car. It was a car they made in the 50s, 60s.
Can't have been that good. They're not making it anymore.
Okay, I was saying Rover or Lada. You know Rover?
Oh, I'll take a Rover.
Okay.
I'll take a Rover.
McSwain or Union Young?
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to go with the youth. I'm going to go Union.
That were my questions, my friend. Thanks for being fair and giving answers on all of them. I really enjoyed the conversation. You see, it was nothing to worry about.
No, true. I said it.
Well, again, thank you for being here and thanks for being my guest. And I really hope that we're going to have a next episode somewhere next year. Maybe after when you're having the belt, or maybe after.
Yeah.
You know what? It's there are many opportunities and many possibilities, and let's wait for the 1v1s next year. Yeah. I'm down with that. As long as you're playing, Bert, that's all I want to see. I'm training for it.
I want to see. Is it the tank? Is that what you were known as? That's what I want to see on the field. I'm
training for it. I'm losing weight. So
you can tell. You're looking good.
You're good. You don't see me coming because I'm coming through the walls. You know, it's like. That's why they call me the tank.
The juggernaut from.
That's why they call me the tank. You know, I'm not afraid of BBs. I'm just running through. But have a good evening.
My team, Bert.
Again, Robert, thanks for being here, and I hope to see you soon, my friend.
Yeah, we will.
Peace.
I got confused there. In a bit.
Bye-bye.
Bye.